In this video I want to tell you how I went from Lund, Sweden to Houston, Texas to visit NASA and work on challenges for space travel. My initial intention was to work with indoor farming, but researching the topic soon directed my attention towards the holistic health benefits of growing plants. Several studies have shown that natural surroundings have a tremendously positive effect on our physical and mental health. Confined built environments like a spaceship interior challenge body and soul instead. Sensory deprivation and a lack of novelty become great problems in space. So my thoughts went like this. It's common sense that we cannot pack all the food we need for deep space missions. A lot of it needs to be grown on board. Moreover, plants might in one or another way become a vital part of a future closed-loop waste recycling system, which would mean growing quite a lot of plants. Obviously this could be done in one stationary greenhouse, but I imagine we could use the opportunity to create a spacecraft environment that positively stimulates our senses. A decentralized greenhouse, or more precisely a plant-rich interior with the ability to rearrange itself with the help of autonomous AI-controlled drones, would introduce both constant novelty and facilitate a more natural surrounding. After presenting my preliminary concept in Houston, me and some friends took a week off and went to California. When I finally returned to Europe, I was welcomed by dark and rainy autumn weather that gave me an instant winter blues. I suddenly felt the urge to light candles, cook nice soups and herbal tea, like I wanted to ingest some nature and warmth in liquid form and make my place cozy when it was dark and hostile outside. At this point I remembered an earlier spontaneous idea I had not pursued further. It had to do with small personal plant containers that astronauts could keep like pets. Now I imagined that those small gardens could become personal hideaways that could be explored with tiny humanoid drones and the help of VR equipment. That way space travelers could relax, do gardening, visit each other, or just do whatever they like in their real personal garden on board. I developed the concept further, and as time went by I started to wonder how I could get the idea across in all its detail, but in an entertaining way. I decided it would be best to tell a story. So I started to make a comic that shows a guy called Mark who sits bored in a spaceship. Then he gets a call from a friend who invites him over to his garden. So Mark puts his headset on and connects to a small humanoid drone in the miniature garden of his friend John, who controls another drone in that garden himself and has just picked some peppermint leaves. Soon after, a second plant container docks to John's garden. It carries a third humanoid drone controlled by their friend Alan. Meanwhile, cups with freshly brewed tea from John's peppermint plants have been sent to Mark's and Alan's quarters. So the three of them can have a real fresh tea while meeting in a miniature garden that looks giant to them from their drones' perspectives. Not least because they see the real garden virtually extended behind its borders, to provide a more immersive experience. Finally, John asks Mark why he didn't bring his garden as well, and the last panel shows Mark alone in his room with his headset on, who replies that he has been working on a surprise and that they will see it soon. His garden stands next to him and we can see that he built a nice little bar in front of a cave in it. Unfortunately, the people I showed the pages to had difficulties to follow the story, so I knew I had to rework it. I did not want to make a longer comic though, and because there were still 2 weeks to go before presenting my work, I decided to make a short animated movie that most likely brought you here in the first place. In case you did not see it yet, you can just click on the thumbnail that will show in the bottom right corner of this video in the end. Apart from making the movie, I also built a mock-up plant container and placed a 360 camera in it to be able to test the concept with VR equipment. For that purpose I masked out the photo studio around me with a red screen and replaced it with nature footage. I'm glad I was given the chance to make a contribution to future deep space missions. And I hope you enjoyed this journey through my design process too. Thank you for watching, and if you would like to see more in the future, you are most welcome to subscribe to my channel.